Alright, we are live. Tonight's a little bit different. We starting the every other week podcast or show. So this week's gonna be Warhammer 40k. I have some guys with me from the 40k section of Flynn's. We got Sean and O'Mel here tonight. I know Ben's not here because he doesn't want to get into Warhammer, but we'll get him a towel set and start him into Warhammer real soon. But next week is no stream, but the following week is gonna be Gunpla. So that's going to be how we're going to be doing it. Gives us a little bit of time with the expansion and everything else. We're going to be doing a lot of different stuff for the expansion. So it kind of gives us a break and needed some little bit extra time to do stuff around here. But as well as we do have the different events coming up. We have the Super Fan Con the first week of March. So we're going to be there. We're going to be selling Gunpla. We're going to be doing a lot of tournaments, as well as we're going to be doing a Gunpla show / build event, so that's going to be interesting. They're going to be having more information on that.
I would
soon.
like to ask you about that.
Yeah,
what
so
is the Gunpla build?
So it's going
contest?
to be a build contest. It's going to be broken down into different categories, like best in show, best pre-made or painted, or best like straight out of the box. We have a couple different. I think we have 5 categories. So all that just got confirmed. We talked to the Blvd, the guy running Super Fan Con, so that's all got confirmed. So we're going to be pushing out the information on that one a little bit sooner. We just had to get confirmation from the actual guy running Super Fan Con. So that's going to be the first weekend of March. We're going to be there selling Gunpla, as well as March 27th. We do have our cosplay event here at Flynn's, our quarterly cosplay. So that's going to be good. We're going to have a lot of different events, doing a little bit different, doing some twist on it. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be good. We might have a big surprise if everything goes well, so we'll see if that actually happens. Hopefully it will happen. It'll be good for everybody. But let's just say, let's get right into Warhammer. So O'Mel, I know Sean's been on the stream before and we talked about his Necrons. We have a poster boy in the house tonight. So O'Mel has his Ultramarines.
Some of my Ultramarines.
Some of his Ultramarines. He's working on his others, but let's go into Camp 2. So we got some of his Ultramarines here. So a little bit of a background. What made you get into Warhammer? Like, I know you said someone gave you a box, so you're just kind of like, oh well.
What happened was that I was actually starting to play D&D, and I wanted to paint my figures, and I had these are my first figures. Like, this is my first one that I ever painted. Was this guy right here, and it was for me to try and test to see if I can practice at it. But
you put on the camera?
sorry. This is my first one. It's not prime. This is just bare plastic. It came in blue plastic. And all I did was just do the highlights with the silver and the gold and the gray. So this is just my first try, just to have something to practice at. But of course, little by little, you try certain different things. So this is, I think this is one of my better ones in terms of, because I primed it the right way. Because if we look at this guy, I primed him the wrong way. Notice the colors are completely different. I primed this one in black and this one in silver. That's why the color difference is so great. Even though the purple looks amazing, I do love that the color purple. And also airbrushed this one. That's why the finish on it is amazing. I love the way how it came out, but it's just the purple is too dark. So that's how it started. Was that I just wanted to practice painting on these guys, so I can paint my D&D figures. But since I already have them, I might as well play Warhammer. So that's pretty much how it started. So yeah, these are my guys right here.
And now he's trapped into the lore, like everybody else
Oh
has
my gosh,
been
the
trapped
lore.
into the lore Warhammer. So now he's sucked into Warhammer, and hopefully we'll get some boards here at Flynn's and the other side's open, so everybody can play and come on down. We'll see.
So yeah, again, it's just I picked it up just so I can practice at it, and it's a lot of fun. Painting these guys is a lot of fun. Even the basic.
Very relaxing.
Yeah, even because you just put some music up in the background or whatever, and you can just sit there and just paint away. I'm nowhere near as good as somebody here, because these are some amazing works. But you know what? For being my first ones, I can't complain.
Yeah, no, Came out nice. I know you said you didn't really paint the blue piece of the blue plastic. Even the lining of the gold looks fine. Even like the black and I know you said it made it purple, but it looks decent. You know what I mean? For a first time around, I think it looks good.
And this is my first time airbrushing one of these figurines. So, granted, you know, the base color was what I painted it with my airbrush. Everything else, the gold, the black, and the silver. And I still need to work on this guy. I want to finish painting him, and I'm going to strip him afterwards to paint him the right way. But I still want to finish painting him because there's still a lot of things, practice-wise, that I can work on.
Yeah, that's the thing about Warhammer. I know you build Gundam and all the other stuff, but Warhammer is very detailed, very small details.
We were talking about it earlier.
Even the Gundam stuff can be very detailed.
Yes.
When you're looking at the little dudes that come with it.
The little dudes that come with him, the hydraulics on the suits. The benefit that Gunpla...
I've noticed the Barbatos line has the hydraulics.
Well, Master Grades, they come with an inner frame, so you're actually able to take them apart and actually go inside and actually paint some of the hydraulics. They have actual working hydraulics.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed the first Master Grade that I actually built was the Barbatos.
Yeah, the whole inside waist, it's beautiful. The Barbatos is a beautiful kit.
I bought 3 of them just so I could kit bash.
Yeah, the Barbatos. That whole line of of that IBL line I hope they bring out more Master Grades because the high grades were amazing. I loved how even the Grace is one of my favorite ones, and that's just the grunt suit on the but
I love the inner frames.
Yeah.
On any Gundam anymore.
But yeah, going back to like what we were talking about, like on these guys, since they're so small, and you literally sometimes have to put them together to paint them. Mm-hmm. You can't paint them. You can't really paint them sometimes. You can't it's a lot more difficult because you want to make sure all the colors match and whatnot. But
you end up getting stuck into a cycle of perfection.
Yeah.
And it's okay to have a model that looks very good 4 feet away. When you look at it.
Well, yeah, you want to have a model that looks good from 4 feet would be my first one that I did, which would be this guy right here. I mean, when you have to build on paint...
Pull that ball back a little bit, just so we can get, there you go, just so we can get it on the camera.
I have 58 models that I need to paint right now, and they're all the same.
58? So, that's small tier, my tier in an army, which is probably like 100 pieces unpainted.
Well, I'm like being generous, so I'm just one army.
Yeah, but again, going back to that, you don't have to paint all your models like all the little grunt suits. You don't have to paint them all perfectly. You can paint them, which you're gonna learn a lot just by painting them.
Focus on your HQs, your big guys.
What's kind of good about painting the grunt boys is if you muck it up, it's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, okay, well, I messed up. It's acceptable. Well, you don't have to stress out about that one minor imperfection.
I know people like to make up lore behind their own little their pieces or little fodder, can of fodder. You know, it just adds more to that elements of the game itself.
Definitely.
Because I think I forgot who I was talking to, and he was playing a game and one of his Terminators like 2 or 3 squads were so they're shooting at him, but he didn't die. So he just like came up with like a name with them, and you know this did more of a battle damage to that one specific Terminator. He decided his own little story of that one Terminator piece.
That is a great personal touch on your own lore of your miniatures.
Yeah,
it's like what you do with D&D.
Yeah, pretty much every piece has your own backstory to it.
And that's what I like about Kill Team is they level up a lot, if I'm not mistaken, and you can pick little stories like that.
Kill Team is 100 points. So like
and I think it does go up higher, up to 200.
Yeah, but it's very small games.
Yeah.
So you're talking about what, like 5 models? So you'll have literally 5 of these guys.
It could be up to 10, if I'm not mistaken, of lower tier models. Mm-hmm. So like a little Chaos Cultist compared to a Adaptus Mechanicus dude, or excuse me, Adaptus Astartes. There we go. He would have a lot more points because he's an altered soldier, and that Cultist is a human that's just a Cult leader. Or a cult follower.
Yeah.
or tearing it on his end, which
You're
No,
going
it
to
could
get like a
be, yeah.
termagant versus like
Exactly.
a hive guard. So it's like elites versus regular troops type of deal.
Yeah. Well, you still got
Different points and
Exactly.
yeah. So going back to Omel with your Ultramarines, what was some of the things? I know you said you painted before, but what was the biggest like thing you had to adjust to when it came to Warhammer painting Warhammer figurines?
just how small they are. Like to do all, I think, but everyone, it's just, I mean, trying to get the skulls and some of the guns, some of the small things on these guys. It's just, you gotta practice. You gotta have a soft hand. You gotta just take your time.
Steady hand is hard.
And not rush. Again, this is a relaxing type of thing. It's not, you're not here like speed painting. I mean, you can speed paint, and it's gonna, unless you have the skill for it, it's gonna look like shit. Just take your, sorry if I can't say, just take your time.
Yeah.
But again, in taking your time, you look at your model, you'll see what needs to be done. You enjoy it. I enjoyed it, even though I messed up on this guy with his color. I still enjoyed painting him. I wanted, like I said before, I want to finish painting him because there's still a lot of details I have to add to him. But I mean, he's a great looking kid. I forgot what it's the forgot what was his name. It's this Interceptor or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Interceptors.
Yeah.
Primaris Interceptor.
So again, I mean, the kits look amazing. All these guys look amazing. I mean, everything looks amazing from Warhammer.
Oh, the old school metal ones are.
Yeah, the old school metal ones, I have a couple of them. I'm just looking at them like I'm not going to paint them. I'm just going to prime them.
I'll bring in a few of the metal ones. That
Yeah, they're very
Pewter.
Yeah,
they're rough.
Yeah, they are very rough. That's why. Yeah, it's some of the older ones are a little bit rough on the edges.
Hey, but you know what?
But their newer stuff does have a lot of detail to it. A lot of they look.
They definitely refine their molding capabilities.
Then they have the fine cast lines as well as Forge World.
Those
and
fine
stuff like
cast
that as well.
lines are oof.
Rough.
Yeah, they're pretty rough. I almost brought one in just to show it, and I will do it next time. Just
Yeah, I have heard fine casts are a little bit rougher around the edges.
they need a lot of work.
A lot of sanding. A lot of.
It's trimming, sanding, and dry fitting to make sure it looks good, and then some more sanding, and then I've had voids in them, so you have to use green stuff or model putty to fill in the void of the resin not caking in properly.
Yeah.
But
No, as well as I know Warhammer. Someone was asking in the Discord yesterday about like the little handle that you can buy for these figures that you can easily paint.
I should have brought the Citadel handle. It
I
works
think it's
very
was that
well.
like $15, $10-15?
I think it was $15. It's a good investment.
Yeah, it's a very good investment because painting
That
these
or if you really want to be a cheap dude, get a wine bottle cork and put some of that tacky putty on the end, and then
Anything
That's
that gives
a
you
good
a
idea.
handle, I would say, like even a medicine bottle.
Yes.
As long as you are able to actually put the figurine on it, because again, you don't want to put your greasy fingers
where
all
you're
over
painting.
these. Yeah, where you're painting.
that's
So-
why I always try to recommend using gloves.
Yeah,
I just paint barehanded.
I didn't even think about the oils. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, the like I have one of the
Some of these.
I have one of those handles also that I was using to help me paint with these guys. Actually, with the Interceptor, I actually had drilled a little hole in the back and put a thick gauge wire, so I can actually hold it from afar and actually be able to turn it, so I can be able to get in there with my airbrush. That's the other thing I was having problems with that I've learned is you gotta thin your paint out with all these paints. I mean, you gotta problems with the airbrush where it wasn't flowing the right way. It was just driving me crazy. But even then, even if you're still hand brushing, you still want to thin out the paint so you can actually get good coverage.
Always. As our Lord and Savior Duncan says, thin your paints.
And the thing is,
And if you don't know that phrase, he was the guy on YouTube from Warhammer that would show you how to paint.
Yeah.
And that was his whole thing. And his thing was thin your paints.
And it's the little details like that, and people miss out on it. It's a big difference.
And it's better to have your paints super thin than super thick, because you will muck up a lot of details.
Yeah, especially Warhammer, especially different armies
Well,
too.
it's everything.
Yeah.
If you're trying to paint your Gunpla, your little figurines and the Gunpla stuff.
Yeah, the 1/100 master
D&D
grades
stuff.
come with a little
pilots.
figurine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come with a palette figure.
Yeah, it's very easy to load up too much paint on your brush, and you're better off letting it be super runny, and then apply like 3 or 4 coats, and you're okay with that.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's that in different colors. Yeah,
White and yellow. White and yellow are the worst acrylic paints to hand brush that I've noticed.
yeah. White's pretty bad because my army is.
I have never had a personal issue with that because I just don't know.
Unfortunately, the Citadel white sucking is like the white scar I'm using. It's
Oh,
like the clump that's very, it's very
if
clumpy.
it's Citadel, yeah, it's garbage. I would recommend buying Vallejo Mecha White, best ultra pure white that I've ever dealt with.
Yeah,
I've had it for 2 years. I shake it up, applies down very nice,
yeah,
and it's crisp white.
yeah. That's why I'm trying to look into like the white. That's why you said you're gonna do the bases snow, like a snow tundra. That's why I asked you. I was like, yeah, let me see how that comes up because that white's hard to get. It's very hard. I had to do like 4 or 5 layers just to get the way I wanted.
I've done 3 layers of white with the ultra white mecha from Vallejo. So yes,
And there is some place that says silverback. Some place said any special paint or brush do you use? What I know there's for Warhammer brushes are.
I did not bring my brushes, so unfortunately I cannot show you my setup.
I just use whatever brush I have at hand. I have small, thin brushes. I mean, you're not gonna use a paintbrush,
Yeah.
like a big giant paintbrush. These guys.
I know I use like size.
Actually, you can.
You could.
If you are looking to just slap on a base coat super quick, you thin it out and just boop 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 boop. Get
No,
all,
but you won't be
get
able to
all up
get.
in there.
You won't be able to get the details though. So yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna
you
have
can.
with
If
big
you-
giant paintbrush. That sounds.
Oh no! You're not gonna get like the little small details.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I was going. I was just messing around with that. But yeah, no, I just get a basic paintbrush set from whatever hobby store I
Yeah,
have.
like I know what hobby store I forgot, Hobby Lobby.
Hmm?
Yeah, the coupon and the sizes, like they have a size. I think I use size 0, 1, and 2, and 3. These are the very fine,
Yeah.
very fine.
That's
Well, that's where I got this paint with the 40% also.
00 is my favorite brush that I got from a friend on my birthday 3 years ago, and it's still one of my workhorse detail brushes. It's
Yeah.
made out of horsehair. I think it's from Newtown. It's an English-based company, but it's made out of horsehair.
horsehair. Yeah, I've heard even in construction I was doing it. If you have a horsehair brush, it was
That's-
very, very good. No streaking lines or anything like that.
It's held up pretty well. Creme de la creme, as they would say.
Yeah, and I'm talking about brushes. I know on the table you brought the brush
the
cleaner.
soap.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's just go back to camera 2.
It's pretty much the Master's paintbrush. I don't know if you can help me out here.
Yeah, I got it for you.
There you go. Super cheap. It's a soap and conditioner.
So how do you use it? Let's just say like after you're done painting, you wash your paintbrush out with water.
You can use it if you left your paintbrushes to dry for over a year.
Can I open it up?
Yeah, go ahead. It's
Like
actually
a-
dried out because I mucked up a little bit, but
It's kind of like a wax.
it's a wax soap. Yeah.
So what, you just add water and mess around and just brush the brush inside of it?
Yep. You
Okay.
pull it out and then you warm water.
Okay.
So you soak your brush in warm water, and then you apply. What I usually do is I scrape out a little bit since it's so dried. I've had this thing for probably about 4 years, and it still works very well.
Trying to get it in frame.
Should be good.
I recommend anybody that uses hand
hand painted.
Yeah, hand painted acrylic brushes. Use this stuff.
Even I have a thing of it as well.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap. I think I spent about $15 on this big bottle or tub in a bottle, and I think I've had it about 4 years. And I've cleaned brushes that had sat caked up full of gold paint 2 years, and it cleaned it up no problem.
Really, even old dry paint.
Yep.
Yeah, no, so it's definitely worth the $15 or $10-15. It's
definitely.
save yourself on brushes, because I know that can add up quickly for.
So the next
buying
thing
brushes.
I could recommend is getting a wet palette. Sorry, my wet palette doesn't look all that great. We can do this. All right. So pretty much what the wet palette is a container that has a sponge in the center. You wet it, clean it, and you have a wet palette sheet, which obviously you can see mine's very used. And then the sponge underneath, it keeps your paint a bit wet. So when you're trying to get the effect you want, especially if you're trying to blend paints, it keeps your paint wet for up to 3 to 4 days, as long as you have it closed. Don't mess up like I did and leave it closed for weeks and then get some growth, which is mold.
Yeah.
And then that's why this sponge is like not even the proper size anymore, but it'll expand.
Yeah, then you can always come back the other day with even you mixing paints. It's easier
Definitely.
to
Yeah. Well, especially if you already had your the paint scheme that you wanted, and you come right back to it, you're like, oh, there we go.
Yeah, exactly. Save it. You might not get that exact color that you were painting the other day if you don't. You know what I mean? If you, especially like you said, if you're blending in colors and you don't have time to finish, it's always a good lifesaver to
It is.
kind of go back to it. And because even I have one I just got it the other day. Haven't used it yet, but haven't had time to paint either. So.
Yeah, you have it, and it's a good little backup to, or a little extra to be like, cool, I get to mess with this.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what cost you $15-20?
Yeah, something it was on the cheaper end for like something that'll last you years on end if you keep it like right. Yeah, it's definitely worth the
Yeah,
investment.
because I think they gave me about 50 sheets of the paper.
Yeah, and even
I was going to ask that, like the sponge also, you can get replacements. I'm sure you can get replacement for all that
Yeah,
stuff. This is
yeah.
just
I've owned this for 2 years, and the sponge is you wet it, you put it under hot water, and you squeeze it out,
okay.
and you're good to go.
and I heard like what you can do, even do parchment paper works
Yeah.
on that as well. Even if you don't need to buy the replacements, you can just cut pieces of parchment paper. That's a friend told me.
If you're looking for
If you need more.
If you run out of sheets and you need something quick to do,
exactly.
I might just have to pick that up also because I've just been one of those little paint palettes, whatever they're called, and it's just
They work well.
yeah. I add a little bit of water and mix it up, but after like half an hour, the paint does dry
To
up.
be honest, dude, there's been times where I've just used the sponge. I've just gone in the sponge to.
Just use a sponge.
My
It
paint's
works.
wet. It's
Yeah,
cool,
it
and
works.
you know what? You want your paints to be thinned.
Yeah, and it's like you said before, you lose so much detail when if you just slobber the paint on it, you're going to lose all the details, especially on this guy. Whoever it was that I know you were telling me you got this guy.
I got it in a tray, and I
tray?
was super surprised.
I don't even want to touch it because that's how
No,
beautiful
you're
it is.
good.
But
He
just
sealed it.
okay.
I dropped him and I broke his spear, and then I repositioned it in a better position because he used to stand up straight. And I thought it was great that he was pointing and then pointing the spear.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing. Look, I mean, the paint job is just amazing.
I
I mean, it's just. Hopefully, I can get that good.
Yeah.
we all can. I wish I knew the guy so I could ask him questions.
But I believe you did this guy also, right?
Yes.
The
I
plague.
did,
It still looks amazing, also.
I did, just some weathering effects on it. Took my time. I think it took me about 5 days after work.
Time.
Yeah. Well, if you
That and a
notice,
lot of details.
if you notice that his left arm is not done at all, and I use that as an example.
Yeah, there's a lot of little bits that you can add color to it.
Yeah. Well, also there's the plain green, Nurgle green.
Yeah, on the
Shoulder pad?
the shoulder pad. Because on this shoulder pad you have painted it,
Oh, yeah. Everything else is pretty much done.
but this arm is not.
No.
And it's just practice. You gotta. I mean, on my end, I need to do a lot of practicing because I really do want to have a nice looking army.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like even some of the other ones that I've painted, I know they're not perfect, but you know what?
They don't have to be
They
perfect.
exactly, they don't have to be perfect.
And I worry about my own problems when I look at my model, and I'm like, it's got to be perfect. It really doesn't. It doesn't. Because I always think that people are going to judge me on my painting style.
But at least it's painted. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
well,
Like some
it's
people
painted.
don't even paint their models. They just
I
have.
am totally okay with if
Yeah.
you show up with an unpainted kid, don't feel bad about it. I will play a game with you. If you have it primered, even better. If you have a couple painted, cool. If you want knowledge on how to paint it a little better, I got you.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's kind of funny that Games Workshop, if you're playing like leagues and stuff like that, they had to bring in the whole points. I was like,
I get it. I get it.
but I'm just like, it's at the end of the day, if you know how to play and you're having fun, you know what I mean. What's
But the thing is they're doing tournaments, so they're pushing to be to a standard.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we have the standard that's got to be painted to be in the tournament, and I get it.
Yeah, they want these. The thing is, they kept on saying the boards look too gray. There was no color in them for the tournaments. That's why the whole rule came about. I was like, okay, but I was like, eh. But like you said, for local play, I don't think anybody's gonna.
It's not necessary. Again, it's not
exactly.
necessary to play. To play, you just need the armies, the rule books, and whatnot. But
Even if you don't even have anything, like let's say you want to try out different models. I don't want to buy it, but I want to try it out. Most people will be okay.
If you want to put a little sticker on it and it has a different weapon
Yeah.
and a different setup,
Yeah,
let
exactly.
me know.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a sorcerer? Okay, cool. Oh, that's a chaplain? Cool.
Exactly, as long as in your battle scribe or whatever you have
Exactly.
to tell you before a game, instead of, oh no, that's not that guy. This is this guy. You can't do that in the middle of the game. That might be a little rough.
I agree.
you have
but-
a whole new army drop in.
Yeah, exactly. I know Omel brought some paints because talking about painting
there you go.
and new to paint. Well, not new to painting, but new to paint to the.
Well,
figures. Jump into the camp one.
Yeah, I picked this guy up over at Michael's. Yeah, Michael's. Cheaply. I mean, it's a bunch of paint. It's not good paint, but it gets the job done. Like,
So I'm
again,
jumping right into Warhammer. That
Thin it out.
yeah,
thin it out. No, it needs to be thin out. But again, if you're just getting into it and you don't want to spend, because Citadel is expensive.
yeah. so
even
it was
All
expensive.
paints are very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, you can spend just as much money buying the paint. Well, maybe not that much, but yeah, no, painting can get expensive if you go all out and buy the Citadel everything. But you got to learn somehow, and I might as well, I can learn. Maybe I won't get the best finish or the best looking model at the end, but I can still learn using this stuff until when I can actually start using some better quality paint.
Yeah.
Because Vallejo to me, it's I love how my Interceptor came out. It looks amazing. The color, even though it's purple, even though I use blue, I just love the color how it came out.
Are you sure?
What? What? It looks amazing. I love the
Bluish.
color. It's blue. It's a purplish blue. The color's amazing on it. I love the color.
Just messing with you.
I know. But I kind of wanted my whole army to look the same color.
You'll get there.
And again, it's practice, and that's what I got to put into it.
That's what I like about the Death Watch. They're all black.
all black, black and silver.
Well, silver and gold. I
yeah.
will second on the paint that he bought could be also used for if you want to paint canvas stuff too.
Yeah, that's what it's for originally.
Yeah,
This is just
most,
canvas.
That's actually most acrylic paint is. Just throwing that out there.
So yeah, like I said, I just picked it up. So
Just throwing that out there.
So yeah, I just picked it up so I can start practicing painting my minis, and eventually I'll paint my D&D figurines because I have a couple of those that I want to paint. But
Which ones you got?
I actually picked up a set called Dungeons and Doggos, which is a bunch of they're all dogs, but they all have different classes. So you have a Chihuahua rogue or a golden.
Oh yeah, you showed me that.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, I love it. And again, I had picked those up before I had picked these up, and I was going to learn to paint those with these guys. But again, since I already have these guys, I might as well play.
Yeah, why not?
I mean,
Totally agree.
I've always been interested in tabletop games. I've been to several comic book stores and stores that sell tabletop games and whatnot, and I always stand behind the guys and watch them play. Because it's so interesting, because you see sometimes some massive armies just, these guys just rolling hundreds of dice. Not hundreds of dice, but
Yeah, there's a bit of
bunch of dice.
That's orcs. That's the orcs that are rolling like a bucket full.
Yeah, that's the meme, just a big 5-gallon bucket. But yeah, it's a lot. It seems like a lot of fun, and I really wanted to try it out. So hey, I have the models at home. Might as well try it out.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be, hopefully soon, we'll have that other side open. Our
Yeah.
expansion's open, then we're going to be doing a lot of Warhammer, D&D, a lot of tabletop.
You're
even
not going to be able to get
stuff.
rid of me.
Yeah, we're going to set you a cot in the back, Sean's little room.
Just build them a little room up in the roof.
Yeah, we're going to have like hooks on the
I don't
roof.
want to be the roof gremlin. Now I'm gonna talk to the kids, be like, "Have you heard of Warhammer?"
he has windows on the roof, so he just opens up and says, "Hey kids."
Can I interest you in some Warhammer?
We're talking to you
boy.
about the Eldari Necrons.
The Lord. Wow.
Yeah, the lore is another rabbit hole.
Man,
Poor
it
Hunter, we got him into the Chaos Space Marines, and all we got to do is talk about the lore to him, and he got into the Space Chaos Marines. I think he's doing Black Legion.
Crom?
What happened?
Black Legion is Crom?
Black Templar.
Yeah, but isn't that it's anti. Wait, Black Templar is
Black Templar is loyalist, but
Yeah.
like half of them went traitor.
yeah
Yeah.
for Crom or whatever that demon is.
The lore in
I think-
Warhammer.
Oh
is
yeah. It's not like he's like the fourth one that's still kind of growing, if you parse it.
No, he's like the full-on blood for the blood god.
Oh, Corn, yes.
Corn.
I thought
There
you
we
said
go.
I thought
Yeah,
you said
yeah.
completely different. Yeah.
I mucked that up.
Yeah, if you don't join him, you're a heretic. So yeah.
No, he don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying that the lore is just it's massive. I mean, you can.
It is.
It's a lot to just follow. I mean, each faction, each race, there's just
Each Primarch has their own legion. There's 18 Primarchs, but we don't know 2. So those 2 even have speculation on what did they do. There's like even in the lore in the books,
Well-
like had the statues of the 2, but they're all
I'm
destroyed.
gonna add on to that. That's why I liked making the Death Watch that I did, because I used a what if chapter of an anime called Berserk.
Yeah.
So I used the brand as this guy got branded by a demon. Now he's anti-demon. I'm like, that makes sense because there's demons in Warhammer.
it's your army. You can
Yeah.
do whatever you want. You want a pink army?
I
think
totally
that-
agree.
Exactly.
But I like the idea of a lost chapter, and they made it to where you can make your own chapter.
Yeah, successor chapters. I know there's
Exactly.
a lot of successor chapters, as well as I know, and even the lore, they don't tell you what happens. It's like all speculation.
And
like
they've done that
the
on
good thing
purpose.
is the Legion of the Damned. Nobody knows who's Primarch, what they are, but it's all up for speculation. People talk about it, so that's one thing. There's good thing about Warhammer
Fandom. There we
exactly builds community. Then you have the fights of which is which or where do they come from. So it's always interesting, the lore side of Warhammer as well. That, like I said, plays into everything in the game.
go. A little extra tidbit. to
Yeah, exactly.
Make us fanboys happy.
Exactly.
Fanboy and ladies happy.
Exactly. Unfortunately, the Ultramarines over here.
I'm all right. A poster boy over here.
Listen, I got them at a great deal. I can't complain because they can get pricey sometimes. Well, all the time. But yeah, no, I mean,
I was about to say.
there's no navies, unfortunately.
again, it's what was available at the time, what was given to me. I have the other set because the set that I have came with two different factions or
You
two
never
different
have
armies.
to paint them blue.
Blue's my favorite color, damn it.
All right, cool. I'll accept that.
Oh well, the other half was Plague Marines.
Yeah.
So I could have gone with the Plague Marines. I just wanted to do the Space Marines because they seem easier because they're just blue and gold
Yeah.
and a little bit of silver. Because the Plague Marines, or I mean,
Not a lot of work. It took me quite a bit.
yeah.
And that's
So-
just one.
Again, we're talking about an army here that you got to sit down and paint, which take your time. You
Yeah.
don't have to paint all of them in one sitting. I don't think anybody can paint a whole army in one sitting, unless you're just
I've
doing
seen,
one.
I've seen
Yeah,
speed
one
runners.
year guy.
Yeah. There's a work army that said he took 1 year to paint.
I don't
believe it.
That's
I
an
don't.
amazing army, though.
It's
I
an
mean, you look at
amazing
that army,
army.
it's like
That
But-
would fill up
It was like three.
down to the end.
Yeah, it was like 14,000 point army. I'm like, yeah,
That
but he
was
said
insane.
it's painted in a year, but I don't know about that one. It could have been, but
Not
he
by
would-
himself.
Yeah,
Not by himself.
that was his
he
job.
has 2 or 3 other helpers, you know.
Yeah, that was his job for that year.
Hey, maybe we'll throw a Necron guy in here.
These are what your army, right? You play Necron, or going to be playing Necron. I know you said you're getting in Tau.
The majority I have is Necron.
Are they good there in focus?
Yeah, it should be good.
Okay. So ready if I pick them up?
Yeah, you're alright with that. He's not even finished painting yet. So this is still a work in progress. Living metal dudes. It's hard to talk about their lore and
Yeah, they're pretty much cursed. Their souls pretty much.
they sold their souls to a higher being because another higher being wouldn't give them immortality.
Yeah,
It's really messed up.
they didn't want to give them health care, so they
Yeah,
turned
pretty
into-
much. You know what? You explained it right there. Yeah. They are the oldest race in the Warhammer universe.
Yeah,
And I think it was Dawn of War 2, the video game, is where they started popping up. And that's what got my fixation on them. I'm like, wow, cool.
and actually the
Robot
Necrons-
people.
Yeah, then the Necrons are in focus right now because they're just in the lore, the current lore. They're just waking up, and the Silent King is back. So it's It's gonna be interesting. The 9th edition's lore is gonna be interesting to see what they do. I know like I said, the Black Templar is coming in because they have
I
a
like
really
that.
good.
I like that.
They have a really good storyline right now, saying Black Templar has the Stormlord, wow, forget his name.
Can't help you on that.
Yeah, the chapter master, one of the chapter masters of the Black Templar is after the Stormlord, and it's already a 1-1. So they both lost 1. So it's gonna be the third fight to see who actually wins.
We can
So
look
it's a
that
very-
up real quick.
It's a very interesting lore. Even the Ultramarines right now. Rabute Gilliman came back, the only Primarch in the Imperium. We'll see if there's.
Didn't the king wake up? I just heard that a couple of days ago that
Emperor?
the emperor has woken up.
Oh, they have the
What?
psychic awakening stuff. That's like
No, I heard that he's.
I don't know.
I don't know,
I haven't
again,
heard
this-
anything because I don't know if he'll ever quote unquote wake up because it's just like it's one of those that's like the backbone of the story. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's
If he wakes up, then that's over.
yeah. If he wakes up, then like 40K is like a couple years, and because the thing is if he does wake up and he sees the Imperium what it became,
Oh, he'll be pissed.
yeah. Yeah, and all the traitor legions and everything will be running because it's,
Well, what I like the thought of him actually being a chaos god himself.
yeah.
And then if they let him die, that he can actually show up and be the 5th chaos god and just wreck him.
Oh yeah.
Or being able to influence humans a little more.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of speculation on the Emperor and like there's always a theory of if Malkador was the Emperor and
Yeah, Malkador, yeah.
there's, like I said, lore.
Yeah, but what
Warhammer
about Mork and Gork?
Yeah. Like if
Those
the
are
orcs,
like, do
yeah.
you know about Mork and Gork?
Those are the orcs.
Gods, yeah. And there was a Primarch that saw them fight. And he's just like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's always the white scar. I always think of, like, when I think of orcs battling Primarchs, I always think of the white scar, the Primarch, the Great Khan fighting the orcs, and the only Primarch that had orcs running away from him screaming because just Primarchs. It's Warhammer lore is very. You can jump into a rabbit hole very quick.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
And there's lots of books.
Yeah, the
Lots
books are
of
even.
books.
Yeah.
Well, you got books, you got video
Tons
games,
of video games,
you got
yeah.
so much that you won't even scratch the surface.
No.
I mean, I know nothing. The little knowledge that I do know is nothing compared to what's actually out there.
Yeah. Even they're making Dark Tide, another video game come out. I think it's called Dark Tide. It's another creators of
Vermintide
yeah.
2, and I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it's Imperial Guard.
Imperial Guard, Inquisition. They have
Ogren. Yeah, it's
Thank
kind
you.
of like a Left 4 Dead type of feel to it.
No, it's Vermintide.
Yeah, so
So if you ever play Vermintide, just think of.
Warhammer.
Well, that was Warhammer.
Oh yeah,
The
Warhammer, but that was fantasy. Yeah, but 40k.
So just think of guns and grenades.
well, that was Guns and Grenades.
Bolters.
Yeah, pretty
yeah.
much.
Well, no
Oh
bolters.
yeah.
They're
Imperium.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Imperial
Yeah,
Guard.
yeah, yeah,
so they
yeah.
got las guns, bolter pistols, possibly.
Maybe. Yeah.
And if you're looking for bolter fun, check out that Inquisition Motorium. I think I posted.
I'm not too sure.
I posted on the Discord. It's like $10 right now.
Bringing
If you like Diablo, it's fun.
Bringing up the Discord, we do actually have a couple new channels, so I would suggest we do have a Warhammer channel now. So I do suggest go looking into that. We also have Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon card stuff. So a couple new things in our Discord to look to.
Magic, right?
What happened?
Magic also, no?
I think we have some Magic as well. So yeah, different little things on a Discord. But growing every day, like I said, trying to get that other side up. Oh, it should be fun. Should be getting everybody up, their armies up, and talking to everybody. Trying, I know, get Christos into Orcs. So we got a good Xeno and Chaos and Trader Legions going up.
The poster boy.
And you're the poster boy, but we'll get you
My
some.
Death Watch are going to be super
Yeah, I might just
happy
do
to
the
stomp some
Sisters of
Xenos.
Battles, though.
What? Yeah, Sisters of Battle. We'll get some other Imperium. I know. Admech. I know Admech guy. Still trying to get him on the table, but they're not really Imperium. They're quote unquote that gray line of.
Oh, I have Adaptus Mechanicus myself.
Yeah.
Weren't you going to get Ben into Tau or something like that?
Yeah, Ben's gonna get into Tau. He's gonna like it. I'm gonna be working on that one.
If
If he's listening,
I'll
we're
let
coming
him.
for you.
I'll let him play with my army.
Yeah.
You're like, here, you want some neck boys? Here you go.
I'll let him play with my friend's Tau army just to get him in. That'll give him a
A
Imperial tank.
taste, a little
Yeah.
taste.
He likes what's the show he likes? The Panzer.
The Girls in Panzers.
Yeah, we'll give him a tank and we'll let him go for there and let him.
You got to get them five tanks and paint them all different colors from the show. If you like World War II and tanks, great show.
Yeah. That and Imperium. So Imperium's got all the tanks.
That's another faction I was thinking of. I might do. There's just so much out there. I mean, there's so many different armies, so many different.
If I could afford it, I would do Death Corps of Crag.
Yeah.
They are super expensive, and they are the grunts.
Yeah.
And
They're very.
they're very.
They're
grunty.
like the Zergy.
Yeah.
They have
kind
a lot of.
Well, they rely on heavy arms,
Yeah.
artillery, tanks, and then just little foot soldiers.
Like, real quick, I mean, just so some of the other people who know, like, the main armies, or the biggest ones, like the most popular ones, like you got Tau, you got Orcs. Like, Tau's mostly shooters. I mean,
Yeah,
they have a lot of shooting.
Orcs.
Not really up close. They suck up close.
Melee, they have one or two units, but they're not melee friendly. But they're standing in the background, using their big mechs to shoot.
And they have a big bonus to Overwatch.
Yes.
If you've ever played XCOM, Overwatch is you let your troops sit, and when they start moving forward,
You can shoot.
you shoot them.
Yeah.
And that army, everybody can do Overwatch, but
But they
that
get
army
no
does it for
penalties.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every faction has their little things. I know orcs, they're kind of like Tyranids
They're more
where,
of the, well, they still have a lot of DACA, which
Yeah.
is shooties,
yeah,
but they also are very capable of getting up in your face and
Yeah.
attacking.
yeah. They also have like that very Zergy play style. I know they have,
Yes.
they share the same,
A lot of boys.
yeah, a lot of boys.
You're gonna send some boys at you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very interesting. Like you said, Ultramarines and all, like most of the space Marines have very similar attributes. They're always good though.
Yeah.
Space
I
Marines
think
are
they're
always
they're a good mix of they can lay down some good fire, some heavy fire, and then also.
But they don't really have that much psychic, right?
they have
No,
some
they-
psychic.
They have some, but
Yeah,
compared to some
it's-
other races, they have
yeah,
more.
compared to some
they have
other
less than
races,
other ones.
Yeah, like you got the Thousand Suns.
Yeah, if you're looking for psychic Thousand
Mhm.
Suns, Eldar,
Yeah. I know Tyranid have some, but not
Sinech.
Slanesh. Yeah,
there you
they're
go.
but
They
that's
have-
yeah.
They have a good
Drakari
bit
and stuff.
of psychic.
Yeah, even Grey Knights have psychic. So there's factions that deal and dabble into, like, there's good mix of everything. So if you want to, if you want to, like, if you ever play mage, you like that type of play style where you're casting spells and stuff like that, you might want to go Thousand Suns. If you want to do like like mech, okay, you got the
Tau.
Tau.
Yeah.
You want to do Zerg, you have Imperial Guard, you have Tyranids, you have
If you're gonna
orcs.
do Zerg, you're gonna go
I
after.
mean, again, the thing is
Yeah.
that there's all the armies play differently. So it's like
Exactly.
you can find what you like to play as or how you like to play, and then you can just
Yeah.
go towards that army.
So if you have like a certain play style, there's always an army for you. Like even Necrons, they have that revive. So they have very good unit. Right now, Necrons have very good units overall. Good mix of everything.
Finally,
Yeah, and they have the revive system.
Yeah.
So that's a very interesting
Um,
system.
reanimation.
Reanimation. That's right. So basically, if one of your units dies, it might have a reanimation, which you
Yeah,
can bring
you-
it back on the board.
You make a roll, and there's a chance that it'll come back. Oh, I forgot to bring my dice because that's something that everybody should pick up. A pack of dice.
D6s.
D6.
Yes,
Yeah.
D6 dice.
Yes.
exactly. So,
And it doesn't need to be nice. It doesn't need to be like custom
well,
made.
no, just I didn't mean to be like nice.
No,
I mean
yeah.
like pick up something that you like that you feel like you'd be okay throwing on the table.
I would advise to get like a little bag for them too.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Because like when you're rolling 40 dice at a time or 40 to 60 dice,
One,
it's
two,
easier
three,
to
four,
have a
five.
bag, put it all in the bag, and just throw them on the table.
Most I've thrown was 29. 29 dice.
I think the last match I played my Tyranids, I did 45 at once.
Well, I still haven't played the game. Well, you promised me you were going to teach me how to play. That's the actual thing. You told me you were going to be playing today, and you actually tricked me to doing this show.
Yeah, I need another body. Like I say, yeah, something's in the works about playing here at Flynn's on Mondays. Not too sure yet. We haven't planned it out just yet, but we might have a day sorted out. I just gotta get all the details, and that'll be coming soon.
And that's Kill Team, right? You're talking about?
Kill team or regular battles
gonna
because
be-
I have a board. So
should be more.
what?
It should be
It should,
a little
yeah.
more.
There's gonna be a little bit more. It's not gonna be just playing. You can do other stuff,
I,
like
I think
said,
as we were
like a
talking
hobby
about,
day, like a hobby
yeah.
day for Warhammer type
Come
of deal.
by, build your hobby stuff.
Or even
If you want to play a game too, all
Yeah.
cool with that.
Well, Thursdays we have the Gundam.
yeah,
But we
Thursdays
can
is a
also,
build night.
you can bring whatever you want. If you want to bring your Warhammers.
Yeah, on Thursday for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
That, or even if you don't have an army or you're trying to say, oh, what army do I want? Just come by, talk.
That's
The
kind of
war.
what I was getting at. Is on a Monday I'll bring my armies over, and I'll have multiple armies and we can play.
Yeah, like if people are interested in coming out, seeing actually how to play. I'm not the best player,
Neither
and
am
I'm,
I.
we're
Neither
still
am I.
learning. So I don't have one of my friends that me and him just kind of keep on going at it at my house. But like I said, I have a board. We'll bring it. We have some terrain. We'll bring it. Some people want to look. Some people want to learn more. Well, so it's going to be more of a community thing. It's not going to be anything like how do you call it, like pro league or anything like that. It's
No-
more
no
of a chill.
tournaments?
No, not yet. Not yet.
more of a chill night. See how everybody's going to enjoy the night. You know what I mean? It'll be different. Like I said, it's gonna be on Mondays. Usually we're not open on Mondays, but this is gonna be something where the arcade is off. It's only gonna be, you know, the hours aren't gonna be like normal hours. It'll probably be like 7 to close or something like that. Not too sure yet. Like I said, I just thought me and Eddie were just talking about some stuff, so we might be doing that in the near future, and we'll see how that goes.
Sounds pretty good.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I mean, I really can't wait.
No, I've been looking forward to coming by and doing the same thing.
Yeah, like get some boards up. We'll see how everybody does. Like I said, we have a lot of new people in it. It'll be good, kind of see how everybody grows. But anything else for your Ultramarines? Anything, any tidbits that we forgot to mention while?
No, I think, I mean, again, just have fun. I mean,
Yeah.
just
Enjoy it.
enjoy.
Don't like.
By the way, each of these characters have certain equipment
Yes.
that you have to have rules for.
Oh, yeah,
See,
I mean-
see, you have the dude with the plasma. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
And even then, I mean, they're these two. That's the plasma. That's just, I think that's just a regular bolter. I mean, there's so many different weapons in the game. You can. That's the other thing we haven't even talked about is just kit batching, where you can grab a chain sword from one kit and put it onto this other. It's different equipment you can throw on them.
heads
Yeah,
and legs
Yeah.
and
That's one thing that.
or their damage, which I'm looking forward to start messing with this.
Yeah, that's one thing I was really surprised when I know one of the guys came for the paint night. He'd gotten to Chaos Marines. I was really surprised. I thought Chaos Marines just had one look. I didn't know there was actually like legions, like the 4 different legions. I was surprised. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that one kit that he had like for one little figurine you can have 3 different heads.
Yeah, it was all like I know there was like Alpha Legion, Black Legion, Children, Emperor's Children, and Thousand Sons.
Thousand Sons are awesome.
Yeah,
And
but they
they're-
all had 4. Everything had equipment for that Legion, which I was really surprised. I didn't know they did that. So it was like the detail of just the minis for Games Workshop. I was pretty impressed with that.
So again, like I was saying before, it's just enjoy it. Just have fun. Just putting them together, painting them, making your own lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is like
do your
practice.
own do your own style too.
Yeah.
So you're not set on one particular color. So
Yeah, even though this guy did come out the wrong color. I mean, it still looks amazing the color that it came out as. I mean, I might just keep all the interceptors as the same color and just have the rest of the army because it is a separate squad.
special
Yeah.
batch. I like that
Yeah.
idea.
It's whatever I decide to do at that time. I mean, it's just
It's
have
your
fun. It's my army,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'll keep these guys purple and have some of the other guys just just go from there.
Yeah. The only way to get better is keep painting.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wouldn't even worry about messing up because, like I said, you can always strip the paints. There's always different ways. Like you said, if you don't want it, you can always strip it. Yeah, it takes more time, but like you said, it's your army. You can do whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you want. At the end of the day, it's your army. You're playing, having fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And I know you have your Necrons.
Oh, Necrons are Necrons.
Necrons are Necrons.
They just started waking up, and they're going to be a blight.
Yeah, they're gonna be the new
Only
big and bad
the
right
only thing that can counteract the Tyranids.
now, pretty much. And we
Because
just have
they want bio.
Biomass.
Well, the Tyranids want biomass. Necrons want to figure out how to get back into being in a living
Organic
body
Okay.
with the soul.
yeah.
Because they ended up selling their souls, unbeknownst to them, to a
They were-
god.
Yeah, they were cursed and
It kind of got cursed.
yeah.
Yeah, and they beat their cursed gods up and turned them into shards, and then they went dormant for what,
10,000?
10 million years?
10,
It's like-
oh yeah,
it's
10
billions of
yeah,
years.
millions, but it was 10,000 pieces of the Imperium. Is they went sleep another time right before the heresy, because I know
Really?
the Blood Angels had a
Didn't hear
pact with
that.
them, because the blood ball.
Oh, I think that's when they started waking up.
Was
That
that
was
so?
one dynasty, because there's multiple
Oh, yeah.
dynasties, and each like tons of worlds. There are Tomb Worlds, and their belief is they live in like a perpetual death state, in a sense.
Yeah.
Because
they can get reincarnated if they die into a new body.
Yeah.
So like I said, lore and Warhammer, you can go on for days.
Yeah.
But I think we're going on an hour now.
All right.
Wow.
So I think
Okay.
it's a pretty decent show. We have some Ultramarines Imperial, good scene. I know we had a lot of Xenos and Chaos and stuff like that in the earlier shows, so it's good to have a good little mix and match of everything, different lore, different scenarios. So I think that's good. Any last remarks? Anything?
Thank you for letting me be here today.
No problem.
Actually, my first time on streaming, so
Yeah, not too bad.
Did pretty well.
you guys didn't beat me up too much.
No,
Did
not
better
too
than I did last time.
But alrighty, that's ending the stream. Like I said, we have a couple events coming up. We have the Super Fan Con in the first week of March, as well as our cosplay in March 27th. That's going to be on a Saturday. So